Hey guys, so this is Royal's second vlog. This will be my first one. My name's John Power. I'm the founder of Royal Car Club of Knoxville. I started this club about a year ago. In this vlog, I'll be talking about a little bit about myself and why I started this club, and covering over how the last meet that we went to was, and a few topics I'd like to discuss. Okay, so the last meet that we went to was Cars and Coffee. It was this past Saturday, and it was a really good turnout for how cold it was. I was very surprised. I got there at about 9:15, and the place was packed. I had to park in the back next to a trailer because I couldn't find a parking spot up front. I was really surprised at that, for being how cold it was, how many people were actually there, and I always enjoy seeing that because then you know who the real enthusiasts are, and if they'll show up for a meet that's really, really cold, then you got a good group of people there. There were a big variety of cars, some cars that I had learned a lot about that day that I hadn't known about. There was a Lotus 11 replica there. That was an old race car back in Le Mans or something, but it was a kit car. It had a Chevrolet V6 in it, and the whole car was just put together, I think, by Factory 5, pretty sure. It was really cool. And then there was a local group, the Low Lives. They were there, quite a few of them, and then there was some pretty interesting other stuff that European Auto Garage had in theirs, such as a Ferrari 308 GTS, one of my favorite Ferraris, and an Aston Martin V8 Vantage, I believe it was, and a couple other BMWs and some race cars. But it's always a good meet going to Cars and Coffee. I really enjoy that that they put on. They do a really good job of keeping it, calm and safe and not wild and everything, and it's just a really fun meet where you can go and talk to people of all different ages and different car cultures, and it's a really good meet to bring all the car cultures together, and I really enjoy going to those. If you're ever in the area and you hear that there's a Cars and Coffee coming up, you should definitely try to go to one. They're very worth it. Next big meet that we have coming up is probably going to be the Drift event on the 23rd. Really looking forward to it. I have been going to the past 3 Drift events, I believe, and they just keep getting better and better. The guys over at East 10 Drift, they really know how to set up an event, and they change the course up every time, so it gives it, a different feel, and the drivers get something new, and I know that they probably enjoy that, and so do the spectators, being able to see different courses and all the people that can compete. And then the car show as well. The car show is very good. They're very good at what they do, and I'm glad that we're able to go to those. And the car shows are very good that they put on. The last one was just about as entertaining as the drifting, I'd say. But they're very fun events. If you're in the area for when one of those is coming up, you should definitely go to one of those too. And then we also have a couple other meets coming up, such as Dyno Days, or just little spring meets and stuff like that we'll be at. And then there's a big drift event coming up in May at Smoky Stadium. That one's going to be pretty good. They're supposed to have a big car show and a drift event and everything. It's supposed to take up the whole parking lot, so that's probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most. Now that I got the El Camino, which I'm sure you've all seen pictures of, it's a 1968 El Camino, red, and I've been taking it to a couple shows lately since I got it and got it running, and everything, and I really enjoy it. It's a fun car. Probably, I'd say, my first actual car worthy of showing, and I enjoy it. I try to do little things on it here and there to make it better, but, I don't have much money, being still in high school and everything, and I just don't have much time to work on it as much as I'd like, but it's a fun car. It's pretty loud, and it's different is what I like about it, because you don't see many El Caminos, and when you do, they're just the newer ones that people daily drive, and not really many show ones. That's why I really like it, because it's very diverse, and that's what I was looking for when I was looking for something to buy or get, and that's how I lucked out and got it. But I found it, and I knew, you don't see those very often. They're kind of odd cars. You either like them or you don't, and it's a pretty fun car. I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it ever since I got it, so I just hope that I can keep it for quite a while. I really don't want to get rid of it because of just all the work that I put into it and how much I love it. I didn't think that I would like it at first, but now that I see, that it is really something that people don't have a lot of, and you don't see those very often. It's very, an eye catcher because of how different it is, and that's what I like about it. If you couldn't tell, I'm more into muscle cars than imports or anything. I have always enjoyed muscle cars ever since I was little. That's just been my thing. They're my favorite cars, and I couldn't really explain why. I guess just because I grew up with them. I've always loved, big V8s and simple body-styled cars that look good. The old style. Anything old and American, pretty much, I like. And I know there's some weird stuff out there, but that's okay. And they, like I said, those cars, that's just what I've grown up around, so I guess that's why I like them so much. I really would like to have, more muscle cars, but maybe down the road I'll get some more here and there. I'd just like to have a project car or something like that I could work on and stuff like that. It's, different, and I'd like, something, maybe a rat rod. I really like rat rods. Those are very high on my list, because they're so simple, yet so eye-catching. Like, it's something that's very ugly that is also very good-looking. It's something that you want to look at, but you don't know why somebody would want. But it's so simple because you don't have to worry about dents, dings, all that, rust. That's what makes the car, and it makes it special. And that's why I really like those. They're very unique in every single one. It would be very hard to find two rat rods that are the same. And I like hot rods too. Hot rods and rat rods, I would have to pick rat rods over, just because of the diversity. In hot rods, it's more about keeping it as clean as possible and not getting anything, dirty, or keeping it original somewhat. But rat rods, you can just stick anything on it you want, and it would look good. It's all about character and what you like. You can throw whatever on it, and it'll just show what kind of person you are, like what you like and what your style is. And it's just something that I really want, because you can you don't have to worry about it getting dirty or rusty or anything like that, because that's what makes the car, and it makes it look better, I guess you could say. And that's just something that I would really enjoy. And I really enjoy seeing those. You don't see many of them too often around here, but when you see one, they're usually done very good, and they've had a lot of time and work put into them. There was one at the 2 Cars and Coffees ago. It was a Cadillac. I'm not quite sure what body style, but you could tell he had a lot of time into it for how good it had been done, and it sounded good, it looked good, and it definitely turned some heads. But and another thing I'd like to talk about is the muscle car scene around here. There isn't a really big muscle car scene. I wish that there was. We do have meets every Saturday down at this one place where it'll be the muscle cars show up kind of around 6 o'clock, and then they'll all be gone at around 8 or 9, and then the imports start showing up. But, you know, those don't happen during when it's cold, or when, like, if it's really late, they won't be there, and it's like, you know, I kind of wish that there was a bigger muscle scene, and not so much of the import, but that's just me, because I'm into that stuff. But, hey, I mean, I enjoy it all, and I really enjoy having a club that's in this car scene, because, you know, we get recognition from other people, and that makes us feel good. People send in our rides, and we post them on Facebook and stuff. And if you guys follow us on Facebook, we really appreciate it. All of you that like our stuff and keep up with us, we really appreciate everything. And just keep following us. Keep up with all of our stuff on here and on Facebook. And we really appreciate everything that you guys do to help us out. And just coming to meets and, like, finding us if you want to talk to us or anything, it's a really good thing. I mean, we enjoy talking to you all about your cars, about our cars, about anything in general. I mean, it's just a fun time when people recognize you at a meet and be like, hey, you guys are Royal Car Club. And yeah, it gives you a good feeling to know that, you know, you started that, and that's what people will recognize you for, is something that you started. And yeah, that's what I really enjoy, is being able to say, hey, I started something and it's doing pretty good. So that's just what I want to talk to you guys about. I really appreciate all the support and everything. Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.